So look, let's talk a bit about, TIBCO now. We've got this event coming up next week. We hope some of you folks can come and join us there. We are trying to get out to, once this pandemic gets behind us, we're going to get back to Houston and do another meetup. I think Catalina's point earlier, the last time we did a meetup was right before lockdown. It was early March that Catalina, I was in Houston. We did the event there. And then we've been through all this, craziness since then. So it is awesome to get virtualized here with all you folks. And next week, we've got a virtual TIBCO Now. So it's going to be pretty cool. We've got, Lewis Hamilton, the fastest car on earth, and Megan Rapinoe, the most awesome soccer player on earth, are part of our keynote panel. There's channels. You can watch this live or on demand. There's a vision for every product. There's a what's new and what's next section. It's got cloud integration here, but there's one of these for Spotfire and data science and data virtualization. There's a bunch of customer stories. There's education. So here's the data science and data virtualization education track. There's a center stage. There's breakouts. There's celebrities. My girlfriend tells me I don't know this woman, but very famous apparently. I got to figure out what's going on there. There's customers, product knowledge training, on the different products. There's sponsor booths, so it's a virtual solution showcase that we usually call this. And I think for the audience today, the most awesome bits that we've created in our TIBCO Data Science team that Catalina's on, a bunch of demos for showing off the unify and predict products. And some of those are in the energy sector. In fact, Catalina put together a video on asset health management. Neil's got a demo on geoanalytics. I would really encourage folks to take a look at our COVID work. It really shows off the products in just brand new ways, art of the possible. So even if the data is not relevant to what you're up to, just seeing how we've built these applications and the art of the possible with our products, supply chain, manufacturing, financial services. Now, don't be discouraged by these not being in your vertical. I would encourage you to look at all of these because there's the way that we've used Spotfire, TIBCO Data Science, TIBCO Data Virtualization, TIBCO Streaming in combination is really, pretty innovative. And if you want to, work out with us, do some disco dancing, folks on the team tell me that the dance program is more for 20-year-olds, but I think I'm going to get out there and check it out myself, as I normally like to do. And Catalina's an amazing salsa dancer. So Catalina, you got a date on the dance floor next week? Is that okay? I didn't hear a yes there. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, can't wait to see all these people dancing salsa, but bring it on.
We've got the awesome TIBCO-sponsored women's cycle team. Lauren Stevens, who's like reigning world champion or Tour de France champion. She'll be there. You can ride cycles with the team. You can do yoga if dancing's not your style. We've got digital twin application that I'm going to feature in one of my presentations. We've been modeling data from the simulator, predicting lap times from a variety of variables we get directly off sensor feeds. The IoT train, we're going to have some fun with that. We've got Reddit sessions with Valtteri. Is just such a gentleman, this guy, such an amazing driver, but also such a great gentleman. And it's fun to, the session that we did, we recorded, and it's going to be up there, a Reddit session. We've also got a Reddit session with James Allison, who's the technical director of the team. We're a big part of this program. Our pre-event simulations that we run through Spotfire, we do about 2 to 5 million simulations as we prepare the car for the track, the subsequent race, and taking account of all the combinations of the tunable parameters and trying to find the best combination of parameters that for that car on that day in that weather conditions with that driver and that track. Trying to sift through all of those possible configurations to come up with the best one. And coupled with all the work we've done in engineering the car in the off season, we're pretty proud of the fact that this team is number one in the F1 circuit, powered by TIBCO and TIBCO Spotfire, TIBCO Data Science and DV and streaming. I'll be giving a presentation on how some of these technologies come together. Gartner is calling this convergence and collision of technologies in the analytics sector. There's a white paper they put out about it, worlds are colliding, and we're calling it converging and hyper-converged analytics. This is a snapshot from the Gartner report about how analytics and BI are colliding with data science and machine learning, and analytics is colliding with BPM and applications, and citizens are colliding with application developers and data scientists. And from today's talk, well engineers are colliding with data science and application development. It's like everybody with the tools that AWS and cloud vendors are providing, and vendors like us are providing to interoperate and have all these building blocks, calling out to TIBCO 3 and all that. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. If you want to figure stuff out using our tools and AWS tools, you can build awesome stuff like Brian just showed today. So all of these worlds are just colliding, and you've got so much at your fingertips these days that, at TIBCO, we're all about, getting insights from visual analytics, applying those insights to the event stream to take some actions, learning with TIBCO data science, our data virtualization and business process management software. I mean, we're one of these companies that's got everything that you can put together to create, end-to-end applications to solve real-world problems, and, closed-loop decisioning applications where you can just get tons of value out of automating a process like Brian did today, and pulling all the pieces together to really compress the value chain. So, this presentation, I'll have a demo of Spotfire visual analytics on F1 simulated data to, look at track sector analysis, predict lap times, analyze speed, understand the factors that are affecting speed and lap time, decompress the results of the data science workflow into a residual analysis and feature importance and explainability of the neural net models that we fit in the process. And really this convergence also means convergence of different people. So, Brian mentioned his awesome data science team, and, data engineers, business analysts, what you have to do as an ML engineer to make things work together, calling out to AWS Lambda like Brian did, invoking a streaming workflow, configuring a Spotfire analysis for somebody else, to use. All of these personas, we try and make our software easy to use for different people. And a big part of it today in Brian's work and our work is this sort of unsung hero of Spotfire, the data function, where you can set up in a short amount of code, either in Python or R, or bring your own point-and-click TIBCO data science, that you can map data that you have in a Spotfire application as inputs to a function that will return an output that is useful, a machine learning prediction or a data cleanup. And pretty much everything you can do in R and Python, you can do inside of a data function in Spotfire. You can have inputs that are tables, vectors, values, document properties on your Spotfire analysis, fixed values, column and table properties, custom expressions. And then the results come back as an object that lands right in your data canvas in Spotfire. You can see what was done in the data function. Somebody else can see what was done. And you can continue on your merry way and transform combinations of the output of the data function with other data that you have in the analysis to kind of move the ball forward. So in the background here, you can see I've written this in Python 3.7, input parameters, output parameters. I've got, on the left-hand side there, a self-organizing map representation of a 6 hidden unit neural network. I can see the bottom left-hand corner, there's quite a bit of action. I can see on the right-hand side is the rock, and as I highlight a little spot there that looks like high hydrocarbon potential, as I expand the self-organizing map view around that in the mathematical space on the left, I can elucidate the structure in the reservoir on the right. So having this duality between the math on the left and the rock on the right, it's really kind of nirvana when it comes to, data science on top of reservoir data. You'll see some examples at TIBCO now that speak to this hyperconvergence. So in the manufacturing sector, and I recommend you guys, even though it's not in your territory, to come look at this one. It's really a knockout. We're looking at wafer maps which are on a circle, and so we've had to figure out a radial basis function or a Bessel function, which is like a Fourier transform except on a circle, and reduce the dimensionality, and then feed that into a neural net and a self-organizing map to understand and categorize structure and patterns on the wafer map. Some of these patterns are not so good. They might end up with chips that don't have properties of they don't work. So you get low yield off the wafer. So we've set up a system here for our manufacturing customers that allows you to figure out what these patterns are, whether it's a heart or something else, a ring of fire sometimes, and then bring those into a machine learning model to be able to predict patterns like that occur on new wafers that are coming through on the event stream. And we've got this whole workflow of data prep and machine learning and streaming that shows how you can do pattern recognition on wafer maps. We've got a forecasting analysis on the supply chain where, inside of Spotfire through data functions, we fit a bunch of time series methods, and we pretty much did everything under the sun. What was in our TIBCO data science product, the Profit package in R, the ARIMA package in R, invoking all of that through TIBCO runtime for R to get different predictions. And then we did some machine learning based predictions. And then we have a bake-off where we're providing different criteria for figuring out what's the best model for getting the best forecast, and how do we kind of back test that and do model selection, and then load up that model into the planning and operations system. This is a conversation with a customer, Nature's Pride, that we did this with. These guys are the biggest supplier of fresh fruit to the European market, and so they have to buy it off the growers, they have to put it in the ripening rooms, they have to predict the shelf life, they have to send it out to the distributors to land in the grocery stores, and all of that has to get built into the forecast and predictions so that you get the perfect ripeness fruit across Europe, and they're using our software for doing that. We've got this awesome example of how to do anomaly detection at the edge, where we're getting data off of sensors, off equipment. We're doing machine learning for anomaly detection. We're doing text mining to get the key phrases extracted from the logs of the equipment and also the maintenance logs to figure out not just where there's an anomaly, but what's the root cause behind the anomaly, what are the key driving factors, and what's the action that you want to take to correct the anomaly. Great, fantastic demonstration. We've got a geo-analytics solution that shows the different promotions. What's the how best to spend your marketing dollars, and then when you're getting traction with the promotion, how optimally to fulfill the supply chain from these big circles, the distribution centers, out to all the places in San Francisco and California that sell coffee. It's a little bit problematic getting a good coffee these days, but this is ways to get people out and about and drink the coffee we need to drink. There's a great application I mentioned on COVID-19, business reopening evaluation. We've got data coming in from 15 data sources around the clock. TIBCO.com/COVID-19. You'll see a live Spotfire application that is pretty amazing. The way we've got a newspaper style format. We've got lots of accolades. Actually, I should have put a slide in here. Liz, this is the AWS wrote a blog up on how we're doing this and how AWS is contributing to this refresh, and the DevOps side of it is there's a blog out there on that. Detecting patterns in energy use. This is another time series analysis trying to understand energy use patterns across time and characterize those in a predictive way. And then we've got a digital twin demo on high-tech manufacturing, end-to-end, very wide data methods for SAC encoding and other methods that we've used to deal with wide data and time series data. So, that's kind of a preview of TIBCO Now. We hope you guys can come. A lot of those sessions are free. If you want to get into all the details where you see what's new and what's next and some of the details I was showing today, you got to pay a little bit of money, but to get the regular demos that I showed and get access to the sort of solution showcase, that's free. So I invite you to come along. A little plug for the team. One of my jobs is to run our data science team, and I am very proud of the fact we just got named a leader in that data science quadrant, along with SAS and Dataiku and so on. It's really, I'm really proud of the write-up we got here about, we don't just do data science, we tackle complex consequential use cases, we build out AI apps, we integrate with the rest of our stack, including Spotfire and streaming, and it's used by our customers to build a wide range of these apps, including, manufacturing, IoT, and, energy sector type, applications. And I'm also proud that we're also currently a leader with this product in the Gartner quadrant. And it's fairly rare that you kind of get leader in both quadrants simultaneously. So shout out to TIBCO here on the great work we're doing. And one ask I have of you guys who showed up today, we're in the throes of our next Gartner review. And if you could just take a couple of minutes to review our products, we'd be eternally grateful. Our scores right now, 4.5 for Spotfire, 4.8 for data science are very good. But Gartner's telling us we've got to get our number of reviews up. We've only got 50 reviews here for Spotfire and 10 reviews for data science. So please, I beg you can see me praying, hopefully on the screen here, that one thing I ask of you is spend 20 minutes and go tell us how awesome our products are. But that's it for today. I was super excited to see such an awesome demonstration by Brian. An incredible update on the great, an enormous amount of work that's going on between TIBCO and AWS on the OSDU project. So thanks a lot for the speakers and everything they did, and a round of virtual applause for everybody today, and also for everybody who showed up. I guess that's kind of it. It's kind of usually after a session like this, you go around and high five people and talk to people and exchange business cards, all that kind of stuff. But,
go to the bar.
Go to the bar.
Yeah, we're not going to the bar right now.
But I guess we can't do that. We are so looking forward to getting back to Houston and hanging out with you guys, after this pandemic's over. But for now, I hope you can, show up with TIBCO now. We'll send out some links pretty quick next day or so that you've got, what's going on next week at TIBCO now, and we can continue to, build this community, and we'll have another event. I think we're planning for end of October, right, Catalina?
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, everybody, all the best. Hey, Kelly, we're going to sign off. Is that kosher? We're going to just stop and log out? What's your final word, Kelly?
We're good. Thank you, everyone who joined the webinar. We really appreciated having you on board.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.